Moroccan expats and those that have made the long trip up north of how this group has shaped up over the last year or so. Lead in Orlando against Liberia. That particular draw lineups that we'll introduce you to a little later on. I have the privilege of...
For Morocco, there's a lot of pride at stake that they cannot lose to a team that is...
Case against Cape Verde in a friendly earlier.
The stripes are not into his back as much as they did in the beginning because...
On this result, and there'll be a lot of South Africans here today that, yes, have come to see the assistant, Elvis Ngwekwa. So they...
It used to be the Orlando Stadium, but now I'm sure FNB can qualify for that.
It was actually that qualifier against Liberia in Painesville back. Really big assignments that he's had, and this certain appearance. Sabiri Boufal and Hamid Allah also drop out, making way last week, including Kalele, and I'll share some of his words later in the match as we... Well, Tabela Morena getting forward on the flank early on in the backs, and at the outside of his boots. A good skill. And the cross, which is precisely what they do. They've squeezed it through here for Mazrui. He's crowded out, and it will be a goal kick. They'll try and fling it in from a different angle. Oh, it's been mishandled, and South Africa have an early lead, just as they did in the reverse.
And Tau does what we've just spoken about, that we'd like to get that one.
Isn't there? Having spent some time in Turkey, a couple of seasons, and before that in Spain, as the call goes against. But Morocco overturned the deficit to win. Liberia came back.
Goal defensively for Morocco in the way they recycle it.
Morocco, when they first met back in June, as this is laid into the path of Percy Tau, he tries to stand it up, and it's behind. To the opposite flank, where Zakilele passes waiting, low cross from him. Oh! Excellent shots! And a good save. This is picked up by Ziyech, works the space to shoot. Low-driven effort, but well watched by Ronan Williams.
It's nice that this situation where Bafana is already done, in a way. It's already qualified, so there's not a lot at stake.
Nicely worked by Morocco. Plenty of space here. Ronan Williams with an excellent save. So far, the pace of the South African front line is troubling their Moroccan adversaries. Here's Idrissi, who was perhaps an option for my come off in the first half of their semi-final tie against France in the World Cup. Again, they would have eventually gone to lose.
Has dropped in that number into that starting lineup. They've got the experience. They've played under box to box now, and when given the opportunity, he springs forward. You decides to play him as a striker because he's out of strikers. He was brilliant.
I'm sure will pay dividends in the years and indeed decades to come. Still not fully clear, and that one has been ballooned. This is Ziyech. He too can't work the space, and eventually it comes in to the clutches of Ronan Williams once again. Swung it out wide, where Hakim is waiting. Decent cross in. That's too close in the end to Ronan Williams.
It was an interesting one for the young country that they are. Or should I say not young country, but smaller.
To the goalkeeper, Ronan Williams, who is very familiar with that on his club side. For the full-back. Oof.
He likes 1v1 situation.
Morena, little give and go. And the call goes in favour of Morocco.
Those are the crosses that worries me.
And in comes another cross. Wide from In-Nesyri, who...
Spot the issue.
Now Mazrui being pursued by Tau. Who puts in a well-timed challenge. The Cup of Nations in Burkina Faso. Met in the quarter-finals. Benny McCarthy, David Nyati scored a rankings advantage of 25 places in their qualifier. It'll break kindly for Morena, who had come back from an offside position.
You ask yourself,
Foster at Burnley.
I think if I'm not speaking, we still obviously will confirm who comes out. Maybe
There it goes. The ball's given away here. Great pass from Zwane, who provides an option, but Lepasa takes it on alone. And it's an easy save in the end for El Gajoui. So Morocco looking to get a ball in from the right. Ziyech takes. Now the big man, If Aguerd, from under his feet. Now it's Morocco. One from Ronan Williams has handed possession back to Morocco. And for a defender, it tells you how highly rated he is. Comes from the acclaimed Mohammed V, the captain of quality in the squad. He did dominate possession, did Morocco over the Mayembela in plenty of space if he can find him. Mayembela! And following up is Lepasa for South Africa's second.
That's the celebration. That is beautiful for me. In memory of the greatest coach in South Africa, Clive Barker. This is what the players are returning the flair. That's how the players
are. Really decent return. We'll get to that. We'll see what Percy Tau can conjure here. And the referee has ruled that it will be but then played in Liberia, scoring the opening goal there, and now today. So 3 goals in his last 3. Sluza worked out to the left hand. Percy Tau. Lepasa from a tight angle. Or perhaps with a man on his shoulder, didn't feel like he could cut that back successfully. So Lepasa is causing all kinds of problem with his pace and his willingness to chase down Mayela to meet him.
There's no cover.
Ziyech again. Oh, he's bent it into the bottom corner. Well, that's a gorgeous finish from Ziyech. He scores for the first time since the FIFA World Cup group stages. And that is goal number 20 in Morocco colours. And the free kick goes in favour of Morocco. Lifted up towards Lepasa.